Welcome back to Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil. I'm Blasphemous. And are you ready for spooky time? That's right. They're gonna try to freak us out again, just like the start of Delta in the original game. You know, I could shoot them. I probably could. But you know, I'm gonna let them have their fun. Sorry about last episode, by the way. I don't suspect it's gonna be a repeat. No, this one has a lot going on. I am very excited about this episode. Bit of a waste to grab it now, but, you know, I'm not doubling back for it. Yes, our way is going to be blocked, except for one door, which we need to find the PDA for. So, as you might expect, once we grab that PDA, things are about to get loud. That's alright. It's berserk time. Come on. Pick up the pace here, buddy. I think that's everybody, so I guess it's time. No audio. Alright. For reading. Yeah, so it seemed that the folks here in the Phobos labs did not in fact take their job exactly seriously. It must be really tough being Dr. McNeil. It seems like everybody in this crowd that she brought with her is either a slacker or a coward or already falling into mania. I mean, I guess there is Dr. Cloud there, but we're never going to see him again. So, all told, yeah. It's basically a one-person show. And yes, these chairs are in fact secured to the ground. But they didn't consider the filing cabinets. Ha ha. Hello. Meet the Bruiser. It's like a cacodemon. No, not cacodemon. Mancubus, that is. With cybernetic enhancements. A cyber mancubus, as it were. Of particular interest is the monitor that's serving as its mouth. If it's not like seeing you instantly, once it catches sight of you, the monitor actually changes to an eyeball, and otherwise when it's angry and trying to attack you, the monitor changes to a fanged mouth. It's very interesting. They had a lot of plans for it, but didn't work out.
God, it's good to see you. There's so much I need to explain, but we don't have much time. The artifact is a gateway from hell, much like the one that Betruger opened with the teleporters in the Delta labs. With the artifact, though, as long as it resides in our dimension, there's always the danger of it being awakened, and then another invasion. The ancients knew it, and now we know it. It must be returned to the source of its evil in order to be destroyed. They couldn't do it, so they locked it away and fought to their death. You can use the Delta teleporter to return the artifact to Hell for good. I know this sounds crazy, but it's the only way. The important thing right now is getting the Phobos teleporter online. There are 4 core systems that must be shut down before I can reroute the power to the teleporter. Take this. You'll need it to get to the pumping station. Now go.
You know, this is a pretty good security system if your opponent couldn't teleport. But, well, I'm sure she's not worried about that. We kind of got bigger problems here. Like, for instance, it's time to do another Mars walk. And this one, well, it's going to be a bit of a disaster. Because we got Forgotten Ones. They're not dangerous by themselves, but they can slow us down a lot, and we are fighting against the clock. And especially here, I chose a truly irresponsible weapon. I don't know what it is, but the chain gun cannot actually shoot the rockets down from the Revenant. So I don't know even why I bothered. Like you see, every time you hit them, they weave slightly in order to get out of the way of your next shot. Oh yeah, and they keep on tracking you forever. And here I am trying to shoot a tiny object with a shotgun. Ah, dear. Yeah, this whole run was doomed to failure. Pun entirely intended. Let's try that again. Only this time, let's not worry about the goodies and just run to safety. And here we've come into an interesting phenomenon. You see, normally, obviously, we have those pressure exchange airlocks so that, you know, you don't open a door and cause all the air in the room to get sucked out. Except if you're an unlucky sap who has to work in the pumping station.
This is maintenance technician Seth Killian. I'm looking for anyone that's survived, but what the... I don't know what these things are after, but they're killing everything. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna try and take the maintenance tunnels to Mars City to get an emergency evac. If you find this, then it probably...
I'm sorry.
Shut down. Sensors are showing the pumping station offline. It's one down. Now shut down auxiliary power to the research complex.
Yeah, I really shouldn't laugh. It's just... I don't know what it is about this game, but every character who has an audio log in this game just hams the heck out of it. It's like they were told, hey, people are complaining the audio logs are too boring. And they were like, alright, it's time to put on our acting hats. Ah, dear. You know, honestly, I kind of wish that they had gone over the top with it. Just everyone just hamming their lines. There's just enough actual gravitas that you can't entirely make fun of it. Like, just imagine if everybody in the entire game was acting as if they were like in a Saturday morning cartoon. Could you picture that? Like, that would be amazing. And speaking of amazing... Well, not that. That was actually... Well, actually, that was almost imp-like. Like, it was basically like an imp tier move, just kind of crawling across the ceiling like that. But no. The amazing thing that I'm referring to is that we're about to see another arcade game. Right after we deal with these guys. I do admire their work ethic, but they are really not in our league anymore. Especially after BFG Edition pulled out all the shotgun guys. Now then, are you ready for the Martian Buddy Blaster? I'll bet you are. It's an asteroid shooting game, but with a twist. Because the Martian buddies are going to fly at the screen, and we're not supposed to shoot the Martian buddies. As well, there are various power-ups that offer special bonuses that we're also not supposed to shoot. Really, there's no time limit or anything. Our only way of losing is if we have enough asteroids hit us in order to deplete our health bar. We can actually kill as many buddies as we want to, but eventually we do have to finish the round 1, requiring 5 buddies to be rescued. I feel like I could explain what all the power-ups do, but I won't. I mean, let's be frank here. If this was a full Martian Buddy Blaster game, then yes, I would absolutely explain what all the power-ups did. But we kind of got bigger things to do. We got a boss to fight, after all. Did I mention that? There's going to be a boss. And we are not going to be defeating the boss with our Martian Buddy Blaster skills. Oh, wow. That would actually be equally amazing. I mean, that was the original idea for the Vulgars, is that you would see what appeared to be a blank screen, and then suddenly it would light up with the fangs thing, and it would rise up and attack. But they couldn't ever get that to work, so they just kind of had the Vulgar teleport in as its big introduction. Kind of a letdown, but, you know, you can only do what's feasible within the time that you're given. And then. As I said, there were originally going to be shotgun guys in this crowd. And that would have probably spiced up the Z-Sec encounters a little bit. Maybe throw in some pistols, some riot shields, but no. It's assault rifles all the way. No more acting. What a shame.
Warning. Automated turret guns online. Automated turret guns offline. Service bridge now operational.
So what is the point of the automated turret gun if you can't actually cross the bridge until you turn it off? What, do they think that people are going to evolve the ability to fly? Anyway, that button turned on that lift there, which we're going to need in order to get to a power station for this part of the base. As you saw in the cinematic with Dr. McNeil, we've got 4 things that we have to shut down. We've already shut down the pumping station. So now we're going to be halfway done by the end of this episode. And then in the next episode, we're going to deal with the other 2. I must apologize, actually. I've been a little bit negligent of the plasma gun. And that's actually kind of a shame, because the plasma gun has a really beautiful noise. Like, I hope I can show it off by the end of this episode, but of all these slow motion effects done on the weapons in this game, I think I like the plasma guns the most. And speaking of plasma, yeah, there's a boss through this door. And he's a toughie. The Invulnerability Hunter. In addition to the shockwave move, well, I mean, in terms of moveset, he's basically a souped up Hell Knight. He can throw blue fireballs at a fast rate, and then once you do enough damage, he'll absorb the power of one of the cores and become invulnerable again. And that means you gotta shoot out the core in order to expose his weak point. Or, I guess his weak point is all of him once he loses his power, but let's not split hairs. What makes this boss difficult is that not only are you constantly having to dodge around in order to avoid his fireballs, or I guess maybe his electricity balls, I don't know. But yeah, every single core that you destroy is going to spew out flames. That also hurts you if you get too close to it. So, as the fight goes on, the available area you can run in without being so close that you can get shockwaved gradually gets cut down. You're going to take a lot of damage just accidentally running past these cores. This fight isn't going to kill you, probably. And it gives away its gimmick right off the start. But what it is one that keeps you on your toes and also can take a lot out of your resources. I think of all the hunters, this one is probably the best designed. I wish that all of them were to this level of quality.
Auxiliary power is down. Rerouting. Good. Now take a skytram to the reactor complex. You can access the last 2 systems from there.
So this lift, it brings us around to this part. But I don't think we can ever go to there. That last section that it doesn't angle around to. I might be wrong. I'm not too sure about the orientation of this place, but I mean, it's probably nothing important. Oh baby, look at all the plasma here. seemed like they were very interested in an important artifact. I don't know if they're talking about the primitive or our artifact. Or maybe they're just talking about some of those tablets. It's hard to say. Did you hear that? It almost sounds very similar, actually, to the original Doom 1 and 2 plasma sound when it's slowed down like that. I might be wrong. But yeah, it's time to go back to the Sky Tram. Because we're taking a different car. Anywho, our third power, I forgot to mention, is invulnerability. I mean, we're already effectively invulnerable while we're under the effects of the artifact, since we can just go so fast, but this just kind of seals the deal. I'll see if I can show it off better in the next episode. Because invulnerability is exactly what it says on the tin. It is, well, invulnerability. We cannot be hurt. Now you might be asking yourself, of course, how does one challenge oneself when one cannot even take any damage? You might also be noting that the 3 upgrades follow a sort of RPG-ish, like agility, strength, and defense. Or I guess it would be speed, power, and defense. I don't know if that's supposed to be, like, designed that way, or if it's just coincidental, but hey, we'll get to see it more in the next episode. See you then.